Good moment, everybody. Good moment. This is Thomas Kuster, and welcome to the Date Night Project webinar, How to Turn the Date Night Project into Breathtaking Relationships. A strong, healthy relationship can be one of the best supports you could ever have. Good relationships improve all aspects of our lives, strengthening our health, our minds, and our connections with others. However, if the relationship you have isn't working, it can be a tremendous drain, draining you of precious energy to be present, to being full of life energy, and aliveness. The relationships are an investment. The more you put in, the more you can get back. The Date Night Project can help keep a healthy relationship strong or repair trust and love in a relationship that might be on the rocks. So welcome to the Date Night Project, where you will help heal the planet by focusing on your couple, one date at a time. The Date Night Project is designed to reduce distance. How? Well, giving up resisting the way your partner is, giving up resistance to the way we, the couple, is, giving up the resistance of how that is you, can be. So dropping resistance to the way things are this very moment is the first step in healing and disappearing distance between the two. You see, for many of us, things have happened. And, I laugh at myself. I say for many of us, for all of us, things have happened. You have a great relationship and stuff happens. And when stuff happens, let's say if you had a menu in a restaurant, they might be things that you would not choose off that menu. But they do happen. And when those circumstances happen, and you and I bring up resistance to that which already is, we exhaust the energy that could be used to be present to this very moment, just the way it is and just the way it isn't. And you will agree with me, I'm sure, that when you and I are present to this very moment, just the way it is and just the way it isn't, not trying to make this moment different, there's more aliveness. And when there's more aliveness, there's more creativity. And when there's more creativity, then the next moment of now becomes a creative opportunity, not an opportunity to dwell on the past, resist or forecast the future, but creativity that creates what the relationship is right now, who I will be in the face of what's happening. So if you take a look at the screen, couples naturally cause distance between them. How can you not have distance when you live with another human being? How can it not happen? Of course, it naturally happens. It's a natural occurrence that cannot be avoided and cannot be ignored. Do people ignore it? Do people deny it? Yes, because couples think that when there's distance, something's wrong, and better to ignore or avoid it and hope it goes away. And of course, that's not the answer. Much like a garden, the couple needs weeded ongoing so as to have no distance. So you could say the distance between you and another human being is like weeds in a garden, suffocating the beauty of the plants that you're trying to grow. Rituals is another aspect of the date night project that supports the couple in reducing distance, and we will discuss that just a little bit later. Another aspect of the date night project is to enhance romance. What is romance? Well, in the dictionary it says a mysterious or fascinating quality or appeal as of something adventurous, heroic, or strangely beautiful. Another definition, a long, fictitious tale of heroes and extraordinary or mysterious events, usually set in a distant time or place. Enhancing romance in your relationship, well, consider romance is a creative act. Many couples wish for romance. They wish for their relationship to be the way it used to be. And there is no used to be. Now is all there is. Consider that the used to be that you might be referring to was driven by hormones. And it took no creative act on your part. Love, real love, creates its own experience. So stage 1 in the stages of love and stage 2 in the stages of love, stage 1 being high, highly intoxicated, giddy, and happy, and stage 2 being distinguishing from. Those two stages are mostly hormone-driven, and there's generally a lot of romance, especially if you're a romantic individual or a romantic couple. But when the hormones disappear, then the couple is now confronted with the reality of love and the reality of what it takes to maintain and to expand on the love that's already there, which, by the way, takes people into stage 4. I highly recommend that you go to the website and investigate stage 3 and stage 4. Stage 4 is an incredibly important stage. The third thing that the date night project is really all about is expanding intimacy. So, reading the screen, intimacy is being vulnerable, to feel neither superior nor inferior, to be authentically present. With true love and intimacy, you enter a state of timelessness, an orgasmic, ecstatic state of oneness. From Deepak. To be vulnerable, one needs to recognize resistance, resisting your partner's ways, character, personality, allowing them to be as they are in this moment is an access to intimacy. Allowing yourself to be the way you are in this moment is an access to intimacy. By the way, this isn't a free ticket to be annoying or horrible with each other. No, this is simply being the way you are. Letting this moment be this moment, not connected to the next moment, offering a creative power to each moment of now and now and now and now. So the date night project is about reducing the distance, enhancing romance, and expanding intimacy. How does that sound to you? Let's move into rituals. I found it very interesting as I'm working with people on the date night project and on their relationships in general, and I asked them about their rituals. And there seems to be some confusion about rituals. So I want you to know that a ritual is a series of actions or types of behaviors regularly and invariably followed by someone. So for people who attend their church and they do it every Sunday, that's a ritual. And when you're in a church service, there are rituals that happen in that service. They are consistent. They are actions and types of behaviors that are regular. They alert you physically to something. So personal rituals are powerful for drawing us quickly and deeply into the space of being related, being connected, being one. They invite us to use our senses, movements, feelings, visualization, and focus to create meaning and purpose around our couple. Listen, rituals are essential to a healthy interpersonal relationship. They're symbols of intimacy and a shared sense of the couple. The rituals that you choose together and use on a regular basis become an indicator to your capital S self that it's time to reduce distance. It's time to enhance romance. It's time to expand intimacy. Don't underestimate the power and the impact of managing this aspect, the ritual aspect of the Date Night Project. If you've not chosen yours yet, it would be the thing to get done now. Now, there are some on the board that you can see. And by the way, you only do that which is your thing. Like the going without underwear. Okay, it is not my thing. 20 years ago, it was my thing. Today, I don't know that I would do that. In fact, I don't think I would. But if it is your thing, then it is one thing that you could do every single week on date day. It would be known between the two of you, today is a no underwear day. Or maybe you have some sexy underwear or sexy costumes that matter to the both of you. A pat on the butt whenever you can sneak it in discreetly. Sneak a kiss at every opportunity. Set up candles and champagne around your tub or in your bedroom. Play romantic music. Maybe start the day with your favorite song. Have breakfast in bed if that's available. Or serve coffee in bed. Maybe the person in charge of the date that week, every week, it's breakfast in bed on that day, or some, a favorite coffee or tea, whatever it is that you guys like. Do one thing that day that speaks to your partner's heart rhythm. And go to the website and search Rhythms of the Heart and read about the heart rhythm. Write a few love notes here and there. Maybe start off the morning spooning together. Well, I guess you would be together if you're spooning, right? Spoon to start off the morning. Start off with a shower together. Maybe start intimacy, but leave it hanging until that night. Good afternoon. I'm doing well. How are you? So what is a ritual? A ritual is a series of actions or types of behaviors regularly and invariably followed by someone. In this case, actions or type of behaviors regularly followed by the couple. Rituals are essential to a healthy interpersonal relationship. They are symbols of intimacy and a shared sense of the couple. The rituals you choose together and use on a regular basis become an indicator to your capital S self that it's time to reduce distance, that it's time to expand on intimacy, and it's time to create more romance. Don't underestimate the power and impact of managing this aspect of the Date Night Project. that is your rituals. Many couples that I coach and work with, I find that they leave out the rituals, not realizing that this is a key component of the date night project and should not be left out. You know, there are several key components that I notice get left out. First of all, the rule of date night is you do the date whether you like it or not. And your job is to create enough or put enough creativity into it that even if it's something you wouldn't ordinarily like to do, you've made it something awesome and extraordinary. The other key component of date night is alternating who's in charge. This has the couple involved instead of it being a one-sided event. So, like it says on the screen, personal rituals are powerful for drawing us quickly and deeply into the space of being related. They invite us to use our senses, movements, feelings, visualization, and focus to create meaning and purpose around our couple. So there's a short list that I'll go through of some common rituals that you can choose from and use, or use them to stimulate some of your own. Now, the first one on here, 25 or 30 years ago, I might have been into it. It's not my thing today, and it might not be yours. That is going without underwear on date day. But that is, for some people, it could be very cool, A pat on the behind whenever you can sneak it in discreetly. Sneak a kiss at every opportunity on the day of date night. Set up candles and champagne around your tub or in the bedroom. Put on romantic music. Serve breakfast in bed. If this is your week, serve breakfast or coffee in bed. And then the next week, it would be your partner's turn. But as a ritual, it would happen every single week. Do one thing that day that speaks to your partner's heart rhythm. If you go to my website, www.thestagesoflove.com, search Rhythms of the Heart and learn your partner's heart rhythm. Have a few love notes here and there. Do some sexting or texting all day. Even a video text or sweet emails throughout the day. Make that day a bubble bath day. When you're together, hold hands. Hold hands all day. Maybe you have some sexy costumes or special role play that you guys enjoy. How about a flower or flowers in a vase? Special flowers, a special vase, put in a special place. Play your song. Dance, with or without music. Deliver unexpected acts of kindness all day. Burn candles. Compliment and acknowledge one another throughout that day. Count down to your evening out. You might send a text that says 3 more hours to go. 1 more hour. Take a phone call. 15 more minutes and I'll see you. These are a few common rituals. Use them. Make up your own. Share with us rituals that you have that aren't on the list so that we can spread it around. And we're going to move on, and we're going to now talk about communication. The Date Night Project encourages deeper conversation and communication. For every date night, you'll notice there's some conversation starters that I highly recommend that you use. You use the conversation starters so that you are talking about things you wouldn't ordinarily talk about, and you don't get stuck in the rut of talking about the same things every time you're together. Now, one part of communication for couples that I really encourage is called the couples tune-up. And the couples tune-up is used to reduce distance between the two of you. And how it works is you share any regrets that might be between you. You share any resentments that might exist. And then you acknowledge one another. Now, let me say a little more about this. You must be in the state of equal respect. In other words, you can't be one-upping your partner and have the couple's tune-up be effective. And you can't be one-downing yourself either. You must have honor and respect for each other equally in the moment of doing the couple's tune-up. So it's your job to get that in place for yourself. And then when you share your regrets or resentments, you're doing it to get it out of the way, not to make the partner more wrong than they may already feel or you may have already made them. So in communicating, one of the practices that I'm going to ask you to put in place is to listen with all of you. So one of the coaches that I work with and admire is Arjun Adha, and he has this system or structure called Listen with All of You. Give your undivided attention. Listen with all of you. Listen with your ears. Listen with your heart. Listen with your skin. Listen with your breath. Pay attention so completely that everything else disappears. Listen not only to the words, but to the mysterious presence from which those words arise. Listen to the sound of the voice. Listen to the inflections. Listen to the silence between the words. Listen to what's not being said, but you can still sense. Now, in giving your absolute attention, you're becoming the beloved for which the heart has always longed. Be available in this way as long as practical, and then move on with the date. But whenever you're able to listen with all of you. How about using the date night project as an opportunity to practice? And then ultimately, this becomes your habitual way of listening to one another. Take charge. In the date night project, I'm very interested in couples recognizing that each of you are in charge of having the relationship be extraordinary. And often you will drop the ball. And fortunately, your other half is there that might pick it up. But communicate with your partner regularly. An honest and open relationship is essential for strengthening the bond that you have with each other. Taking charge of communication is a perfect way of having your relationship withstand anything. So when you're going to make the most out of date night, alternate who's in charge of the date every other week. Bring your creativity to the date. Stephen Covey says, with regard to communication, especially with couples, seek first to understand. You and I generally want to be understood. But for an extraordinary relationship, seek first to understand. And successful couples have very common practices. 3 of them I'd like for you to take on. The first one is simply to handle disagreements. No couple's going to agree with each other all the time. And you're not even going to like your couple all the time. You don't even like you all the time. So if you don't agree with your partner, and if he or she has made you angry, express your feelings in a way that's not degrading or humiliating. Remember, equal respect status. This is always the goal. Be direct, and use a problem-solving approach. But your intention is to handle a disagreement, not to fuel it and add more density to it. The second thing is, have your own friends and your own interests. You know, doing things together is very important, but doing things together all the time becomes boring. You know, spending time in the company of your partner constantly can make the relationship a bit stale. But having your separate interests and respecting the interest of your partners and their independence is a very powerful trait. And it will essentially bring you closer together versus driving you apart. The third, be affectionate. Be affectionate with your partner. Show your feelings by touch as well as by words. Kisses and and cuddles are often forgotten in a relationship the longer you're together, but your touch is important. Be affectionate towards each other, and that improves confidence both in yourself and in the relationship. I now want to share with you the Amazing Intimacy Coaching Package. The Amazing Intimacy Coaching Package is an extraordinary way to really have the date night project create an explosion in your relationship. What it includes is 1 year of the date night project as it's designed. 1 year of one-on-one intimacy coaching, which includes couple and one-on-one. Additional monthly group coaching, a weekly date night video with written instructions, a bonus intimacy webinar, which is actually this webinar, so you're not going to get a different webinar. It's this one. You'll get my media library access at the silver level. You'll have urgent call access and email support. To learn more about the Amazing Intimacy Package, click right there on the link, and it'll tell you exactly what to do next in order to take advantage of that powerful program. Thank you very much for participating in the Date Night Project. I hope that you found this webinar informative as well as motivational and inspirational. I'm interested in you having a relationship that just blows the doors off of anything you ever thought was possible. Thank you very much. If you have any communications for me, please send it to Thomas@thestagesoflove.com. Good day.